What's good, everybody? Israel, and I'll come back at you on a video. So with this video, I want to talk about why I stepped away from YouTube, why I disappeared, right? Why I was gone for about maybe a month or two. I also want to talk about why that's relevant to you, and I also want to deliver a major announcement. So I just want to give a quick shout out to every one of my supporters, everyone who's ever subscribed to my channel, everyone who's ever watched any of my videos and decided to stop by and watch this video. I just want to say thank you for your support. And I appreciate each and every one of you because, during my month or two hiatus, right, I received several messages from people wondering where I went because they truly enjoy my content. They appreciated that I care and they appreciate that I provided value. And to me, that means the world because I strive each and every time whenever I press the record button on a video to provide you with value, to leave you feeling better and to leave you feeling more than you did before clicking this video, before watching. That's always my intention because I want to deliver value to you and I want to deliver value to the world. I am passionate about personal development and growth because that to me is the way to bring out the best version of yourself, right? Because I realize that in order for me to be great in life, I myself need to be great. I need to bring out a version of myself that I knew existed but probably was dormant my entire life. That version that existed within me, I need to bring that out to the surface and help as many people as I could also uncover that and tap into that so that they can also live fulfilling lives too, right? Many of us want our lifestyle to improve, want our lifestyle to upgrade and all these things, but very few people ever want to take on the challenge of growing and becoming better themselves. And so that's what I strive to do each and every day. And that's what I strive to deliver whenever I record these videos, right? I always want to deliver some sort of nuggets, some sort of lessons, value to you to help you improve, get better, grow, or possibly even have you think differently, to operate in this world with a brand new perspective. Because if you want massive change in your life, sometimes that's going to require you to have a massive change in your thinking, right? You can't just do all the same things that you've done and expect massively different results, right? That's not how life happens, right? You want a drastically different life, a drastically better life, right? Greater improvements to your life. You need to improve the things that you do. You need to improve your thinking. You need to improve the way of operating. So many people reached out wondering where I was and where I've been. And I'm happy to announce and share with you that I stepped away for some time from YouTube because I was actually busy writing my very first book. And I'm happy to announce that I've successfully completed that book and the book is officially out and available on my website. So my website the link is down in the description, and the book that I've written, I'll share with you guys here. I don't know if the camera can clearly pick it up. Hopefully it can. But the title of this book is From Poverty to Riches, How Anyone Can Create Wealth. So once again, down in the description, you have my website, which is joelmorel.store, my first and last name .store. And you have this book right here, once again, From Poverty to Riches, How Anyone Can Create Wealth. So this book is over 180 pages, probably like 190 pages. So of course, a lot of content, a lot of material in there. And the reason why I wrote this book, my inspiration for writing this book was my recently born nephew. So as of the recording of this video, my nephew is about 10 and a half months, right? And I thought to myself, of course we have, the family has grown now. And I thought to myself, at some point, he's probably going to grow up and have questions about life and have questions about the world. And I wanted, with all the lessons that I've learned, I wanted to compile the major lessons, at least the financial lessons for him. So in like at least the past year or so, I've been reading so many financial books. Like that's what's been the draw to me. And I've learned so much that I can no longer see the world the same way. Like I know it is inevitable for me to create wealth. Like it's no doubt in my mind it will happen, right? And it's because of all of the life lessons that I've learned, all the information that I picked up, all of the experiences that I've had, and the patterns that I've noticed, right? The epiphanies, the realizations that I come to, that allowed me to realize, and for it to be crystal clear in my mind, why people struggle financially versus why people are able to succeed financially. And there are major stark differences. And because, right, I've come from humble beginnings, right? Knowing the information that I know now, it became crystal clear why I was brought up in those environments and in those situations, and why people who came from those places have always struggled. It's crystal clear in my mind now, and it's crystal clear of how people are able to succeed financially. And all of those lessons, right? I was so motivated and inspired to write that book because all of the lessons that I've learned was all in my head. And what, like, sure, is beneficial to me, but what good is that going to do for the overall well-being of society, of the world, or even for my family members, if the information is only up here for me but no one else knows the information, right? I don't want to be the only one that knows this information. I want this information to be shared and known with, at the very least, the people around me, so that they can also feel empowered to change their financial situation as well, right? And what I want you to understand and realize is that for people who look like us or come from where we come from, right, from humble beginnings or typically from minority communities, oftentimes speaking about money is a sensitive topic, so it's not always addressed, it's not always spoken about. And so if we're not taught money in traditional education, right, going to public school, if we're not taught about money in even higher education, going to college, if we're not ever formally taught money, then how are we ever supposed to learn, right? We're supposed to either just try to figure it out through life experiences, or learn through the experiences of other people, or learn from the information or the lessons from other people. But if we really ever talk about it, like in our households or in our communities, how are we ever supposed to learn, right? That's why most people continue to struggle, because they were never taught any better. They were never taught what they should and shouldn't do, right? And they were conditioned to be consumers, right? They're conditioned to believe that money is the end all be all, right? That we're only living in this existence chasing after money, and that when we get money, we have to spend it to show off and show to everyone else that we have it. But the problem is that we've spent the money trying to show off that we have the money, right? So we end up being in this same vicious cycle of struggle. And I wanted to uncover why that happened. I wanted to figure out what separated those people who remain in that cycle versus the people who were able to break out. And that's what this book is for. This book was written, initially it was supposed to be just me compiling all of the major ideas and a lesson that I've learned, because I wanted to one day share with my nephew, I wanted to share with my sister, share with the people around me, and eventually when I have my own family and have my own kids, right, to be able to share these lessons with them. Until I continued writing it, and I realized, like, I had so many more ideas that I wanted to share, that it wouldn't just be like a small little like passage, that it ended up growing into pretty much a book. And once I realized that, that's when I realized, like, I can also share these lessons with the world the same way as I'm recording these videos, and I'm striving to provide value to you guys each and every time I hit record. I can also write this book for you. And the beauty of it is, because I wrote the book, right, I obviously know the contents of the book. I know what's in it. I know how valuable that information is, because the information that exists there was also the information that I was desperately searching for my entire life, right? Growing up from humble beginnings, right, and being brought up in, violent, dangerous neighborhoods, right? I never got myself involved in any problems. I never did any of that stuff, right? But because the environment wasn't safe, it's not uncommon for things to happen to innocent bystanders. So there was moments in my life, like a lot earlier in my life, where I was afraid. I was fearful for myself, fearful for my family, fearful for people around me, that thinking that, what if this ends up being the rest of our lives, that because we struggle financially, that we're forced to live in these dangerous areas, and that can potentially affect whether or not we ever make it out or we ever survive, right? And I know for a lot of people, financial struggle is a pain point because reality is we need money for food, we need money to live, we need money to pay expenses, we need money for everything in life. So I wanted to put together something that can help provide the answers to people so that they can operate with the right mindset and mentality to begin creating wealth in their lives rather than hoping and praying that it'll one day happen, to be able to take the necessary steps from here moving forward to be able to do that and to make that a certainty that that day will come where you'll be able to be financially abundant and financially free. And you can, and to make it that you can have so much fun along the way because you are doing it the way you want to, right? That you are doing it that the way that makes you happy, where you can serve other people, right? All of the life lessons and everything that I've learned, the major financial lessons, I've compiled it in that book. And it, if you've ever stopped by and watched my videos and you supported my content and you know who I am and what I'm about here on this YouTube channel, then you should know and understand that that book is going to deliver the same level of value that I give you here on YouTube, right? That I wanted to touch upon and break down each and every idea. These ideas that seem complicated or these ideas that were never brought to our attention, right? I put it in that book so that it will completely change your perspective and how you view money. And that is the point, right? If you want to skyrocket your income, if you want to be able to change everything, right? Like the title of this book, From Poverty to Riches, going from the struggle from poverty to transitioning to riches, you need to have a completely different shift in mindset and perspective on money in order to get there. And that is the purpose of the book. The purpose of the book is to give you the foundation of how to navigate from wherever you are to wherever it is that you're going. And so once again, link in the description to my website, right? I just created my very first website as well. You can also find a gratitude journal there. And on that website, right, you can also find this book. Once again, the book that I launched, From Poverty to Riches, How Anyone Can Create Wealth. I'm so proud of this book. This book took me many months to write, talking from like sun up to sundown. I was like a mad scientist writing down ideas and making sure I thought of everything and put all of the important information that I wanted to. So this book, of course, the focus is about money and is about finances. But if you are passionate about personal development, I highly recommend that you get that book as well, because that book also touches upon ideas of personal development, because you need to grow and improve and get better for your finances to also improve. And you don't want it to be where you're able to, improve your finances and then lose it all because you're bad with money or you're just operating with incorrect principles, right? The book is intended to guide you and give you the right information and to have you think about things the right way so that you can begin operating the way that you should in order to get there, right? And if you're someone who, let's just say, you've been, pulling your own hair out because you're trying to figure out like, how is it that I get from where I'm at to where it is that I want to go to live my dream life, right? Like, this book will serve as a starting point to help you get there. So once again, link is in the description on my website. And with my website, of course, I'm going to be creating and eventually growing the catalog with different products, with different resources to help you, because that is my goal. My goal is to truly help people grow, right? My goal is to push humanity forward. I want to help everyone become the best version of themselves and be able to elevate themselves and increase their own value so that they can help increase the value of everyone else, so that we can help push the world forward, right? And make this an enjoyable existence for everyone. At the end of the day, I understand that we're all human and we're just here chasing happiness. And we have a lot of problems and we want our problems solved. So if you watching this video, if finances is a problem for you, or if you want to improve your finances, increase your finances, be able to learn probably a lot of the lessons that you were probably never taught in traditional school, right? The book has the lessons there for you. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to 1 million subscribers, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.